My name is Keith Merritt. I'm a candidate for Lakeland City Commission in the Northeast District. My background, at least as it pertains to Lakeland, is my family arrived here 36 years ago in 1975. My father took a job as assistant rector at St. David's Episcopal Church. When we moved here, I went to Crystal Lake Middle School, Santa Fe High School, and to Lakeland High School, where I graduated in 1980. I went from high school, I went into the Navy in 1981 and served for 6 years aboard nuclear fast attack submarines, the USS Aspro and the Bremerton, where I was a nuclear power plant, or rather a nuclear electric plant operator and a Navy diver. I finished my Navy service with commendations from the commanding officer of the Submarine Pacific Fleet and from the commanding officer of the Bremerton, the second submarine that I served on. In 1987, I got out of the Navy and came back to Lakeland and went to emergency medical technician school at what was then Polk Community College, now Polk State College. In 1988, I went to Florida State and graduated from there in December '91 with a joint degree in history and biology and a minor in chemistry. And several years later, went to the University of Florida for my law degree and a master's in business administration with honors in entrepreneurship. Upon my graduation, I went to Tallahassee and was the owner's representative for a high-tech business park development. Did that for about a year, and once the project was completed, it was called Summit East. Once that was completed, began my legal career in commercial litigation. Over a period of time, about 4 years, my heart overcame my pocketbook, and I began serving ultimately as an attorney with the Guardian Ad Litem program, where I worked defending children who were abused, abandoned, and neglected. After that, needing additional challenges, in 2007, I formed my own law firm and have our 4-year anniversary will be October 3rd. I have a staff of about 5 people, and I'm practicing primarily in the area of foreclosure defense, where I defend citizens whose homes are being taken from them. There are a lot of campaign promises that are made, and I'm not here to make promises that I'm going to pursue, or that I'm going to force other commissioners to go my way. A person who's elected to the Lakeland City Commission has an obligation to explain, hopefully persuasively, to the other commissioners what their position is, and then persuade them to come their way. My intention is to become what I'm calling the first Lakeland Electric City Commissioner, based upon my experience with the Navy and my operation of an electric plant. In addition, I bring to the table my knowledge as a lawyer, and I understand the regulatory framework in which Lakeland Electric works. And I also bring to the table my formation of my own business, so I certainly understand the pains that small business owners have. And I'll also bring to the table my formal education as a master's in business administration. Well, I'm smiling because there could be no better measure of a person's ability to manage their time than a campaign. So far, it's been a struggle, to be honest. It has been hard. But what I rely upon is my staff, and I rely upon being able to delegate to my staff within my law firm. And as an example of what we do, on a weekly basis, we sit down, we consider all of the cases that we have before us, their time demands, and any issues that come up, in order that we can afford any time conflicts. And so far that seems to have worked, and I expect that I'll continue to do the same. Right now, the unemployment rate in Polk County is about 12%. It hovers around that number, and it has for some time. That represents in Lakeland, among the Lakeland confines, about 9,500 people. I'm sorry, about 11,500 people. A lot of our citizens are going through very difficult times. They have to worry about whether they're going to be able to pay for their food, whether their children will be able to eat at night, whether they're going to be in the same home next month that they're in currently. And our seniors have to worry quite a bit about whether or not they're even going to be able to pay for their medicines each month. The The issue in Lakeland is jobs. We need jobs. Now, of course, the city of Lakeland can't go out and hire 11,500 people. But what it can do is it can follow the Lakeland Economic Development Council's goals of creating high-skilled, high-tech, high-wage jobs. And the way we can do that is by recognizing that Lakeland Electric is the golden goose, so to speak. In the past 2 years, the city of Lakeland has had a dividend from Lakeland Electric of $24 million, and it's projected that they will, their gross revenues will be $167 million next year. So it seems to me that the key is to ensure that that golden goose, so to speak, continues to lay its golden eggs, and that we take advantage as citizens by gaining that revenue and creating a business-friendly environment. Now, I'd go one step further. One of my goals is to take advantage of and create synergistic relationships with the local institutions of higher learning. We have Polk State College, we have USF Poly, we have Southeastern, we have Florida Southern, we have the vocational technical training available here. We have the ability, we have the skills, we have unique skill sets in each of those institutions, and it's my hope that the city can form relationships with those learning institutions to create a better place to live and play, and more importantly, create additional jobs for the betterment of Lakeland and its citizens. I would go one step further and say that I bring a unique skill set to this election, one that is unique among all the candidates, and that is my experience with electric generation and distribution, my business experience, both starting my own business and my formal education at the University of Florida, and finally my understanding through my work as a lawyer about the regulatory domain that we find ourselves in,